Chapter 0 of Tales of a Poultry Farm. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Little T. Tales of a Poultry Farm by Clara Dillingham Pierson. Chapter 0. Introduction. My dear little readers, I have often wondered why there were not more stories written about chickens and their friends, and now I am glad that there have been so few, for I have greatly enjoyed writing some for you. Did I ever tell you that I cared for my father's chickens when I was a little girl? That was one of my duties, and the most pleasant of all. It was not until I was older that I became acquainted with ducks, geese, and turkeys, and I always wished that I might have lived on a poultry farm like the ones of which I have written, for then I could have learned much more than I did. You must not think that I understand no language but English. I learned chicken talk when I was very young, and in the fall, when the quails wandered through the stubble fields near my home, I have many visits with them, calling back and forth, Bob White, Bob White, and other agreeable things which they like to hear. My little boys can talk exactly like chickens, and sometimes they pretend that they are chickens, while I talk turkey to them. When you have a chance, you must learn these languages. They are often very useful to one. My friend, who drives in his hens by imitating the morning cry of a cock, had been a teacher in a college for several years before he studied poultry talk, and it helped him greatly. You see, one must learn much outside of school, as well as inside, in order to be truly well educated. You should never look at poultry and say, "Why, they are only hens," or "Why, they are only ducks." Quite likely, when they look at you, they may be thinking, "Why, they are only boys," or "Why, they are only girls." Yet, if you are gentle and care for them, you and they will learn to think a great deal of each other, and you will win new friends among the feathered people. Clara D. Pierson, Stanton, Michigan, March 21st, 1904. End of Chapter 0. Introduction. Recording by Little T.
Chapter 1 of Tales of a Poultry Farm by Clara Dillingham Pierson. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Jude Summers. Chapter 1. The Farm is Sold. "You stupid creature!" cackled the brown hen as she scrambled out of the driveway. "Don't you know any better than to come blundering along when a body is in the middle of a fine dust bath? How would you like to have me come trotting down the road just as you were nicely sprawled out in it with your feathers full of dust? I think you would squawk too." The brown hen drew her right foot up under her ruffled plumage and turned her head to one side, looking severely at Bobs and Snip as they backed the lumber wagon up to the side porch. "I say," she repeated, "that you would squawk too." The brown hen's friends had been forced to run away when she did, but they had already found another warm place in the dust and were rolling and fluttering happily there. "Come over here," they called to her. "This is just as good a place as the other. Come over and wallow here." "No," answered the brown hen, putting down her right foot and drawing up her left. "No, my bath is spoiled for to-day. There is no use in trying to take comfort when you are likely to be run over any minute." She turned her head to the other side and looked severely at Bobs and Snip with that eye. The brown hen prided herself on her way of looking sternly at people who displeased her. She always wished, however, that she could look at them with both eyes at once. She thought that if this were possible she could stop their nonsense more quickly. Snip could not say anything just then. He was trying to be polite, and it took all his strength. He was young and wanted to have a good horse laugh. He could not help
Sample complete. Ready to continue?